It was the year 2023. Three unique individuals came together for one common goal, a blurred as experience. Mika G, the Scream Queen. Blue, the bad motherfucker who knows comp. Dre Mac, the Collector, came together to form the blurred as experience. And now your host, Mika G.
All right, I'm not as good looking as Mika G, but I am your host for tonight. Your man Dre Mac up is in the building along with my man Blue.
What up, what up, what up?
And we're going to be giving you this Blerd AF experience today. Man, how you doing today, Blue?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Just hit the gym. Got my swole on leg day, man. Oh, leg day. But yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm good.
See, I don't do leg day. I don't do leg
You
day.
can't skip leg day, my
I
guy.
don't do leg day. First of all, I ain't trying to have my legs look like linguine. That's the first thing I'm not trying to have. Second of all, we're gonna actually have a special guest commentator in the house. My man Chillmonger is in the building.
And I am as good as looking as Mika G. I am.
We gonna have Chill in the house. If this is the first time you guys are catching the Blerd AF experience, this is a debate style show where we actually go back and forth on different subjects in media, entertainment, the whole nine. So give y'all a heads up. This is what it is. So if you comment, we're going to acknowledge your comments. We're not going to say it out loud, but it is going to be on the screen. So just to let you guys know that. Chill, how have you been?
I'm here to debate. You know, Rihanna's good, but she's no Beyonce.
All right, let's get this together. Let me pull myself here in the middle, and we're going to get this thing started. The first topic we're actually going to talk about today is Ryan Davis. Ryan Davis roast the shit out of Kevin Durant this week. Actually it was last week. And I want us to do a reaction to it and actually talk about it. So I think that this is hilarious because I always think, does Kevin Durant like bring this on himself? And I believe he does. So let me pull up the video from Ryan Davis, and then we're going to talk about it here. So just give me just a second so I can pull.
I think I already saw it. It's like 5 minutes, and it's a fat comedian guy just roasting him.
Yep, that's exactly what Ryan Davis. That's perfectly describes him.
That sucks for Kevin, though. Kevin Durant, as great as he is, he's really, really good. He plays at the same time as it was Kobe when he was coming in, and it was LeBron and Stephen Curry also. It's not his era.
Yeah, and then
we can argue eras all day long. I know whose era it's not, but we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there.
We might have to get into that one. Let me pull away. Hold on, wait a minute, because you can't see our face. So let me pull the banner. Let me pull the banner down real quick, and let's get to this because I mean I'm not a big fan of Ryan Davis. I'm not going to sit up here. I mean he's a good comedian, whatever. I'm not the biggest fan, the biggest fan, but I believe this warrants his response. So let's get to it and let's talk about it. Hold on.
Yesterday, Kevin Durant said that I was a trash comedian.
I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
Dang, bro, why you get personal? I ain't talking about that monstrosity sitting on top of your head. I kept the basketball. You said that offense wins championships instead of defense winning championships, and I disagreed. I said it's probably the thinking that you have is why you haven't got close to competing for a title since leaving Golden State. Because during Golden State's run, they had a top 3 defensive efficiency. That's a fact. Since defense isn't as important, explain this to me, Eddie Kane Jr. In the modern era of basketball, the Hall of Famers with the most titles, Kareem, Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Kobe, Tim Duncan. They have at minimum 8 all-defensive selections. Not a bunch of scoring titles between all of them. All have a significant amount of all-defense selections. You know what Kevin Durant has never had? I know you're thinking waves, and you're right. But Kevin Durant has never had an all-defensive selection. The funny thing is, the only team that has had a bad defensive efficiency and still won the title is the 01 Lakers. And they had Kobe and Shaq. And ironically, both of them were all defensive selections that year. So even when there's a bad team defense, you still need your best players to be top tier on the defensive end. But I'll do you one better. You know who put an end to that Lakers dynasty? The Detroit Pistons. Our only Hall of Famer on the team is Ben Wallace, who averaged a whopping 6 points a game through his career.
Big Ben.
Defense. But I wouldn't expect you to know anything about defense, Kevin Durant, because playing defense takes heart. And after you joined the Golden State Warriors, after losing a 3-1 lead to them, we all knew you didn't have heart. But my question is, why would you join them if scoring is what wins championships? Because you were the leading scorer in the league the year before that, and Russ, your teammate, won the scoring title the year after. You, the 2 best scoring dudes in the entire league was on the same team. Why would you leave?
And James Harden.
And even though you were supposed to be the best scorer in the league, you were up 3-1. And what did you do in Game 5? You went 12 of 31 from the field. What did you do in Game 6? You went 10 of 31 from the field. So either the Warriors locked y'all up defensively to get past you, which would make defense more important, or you're a choke artist. Which one is it? Which one is it? And then you have the nerve to name yourself Easy Money Sniper. You know what a sniper is? A killer. You know what a sniper is? Accurate. Those are 2 things you are not whenever a team is dependent on you to carry them to victory. That's why it makes sense that you went over to Golden State. They had already shown that they were killers and that they were winners. See, you only look like a killer whenever other killers are already in the room with you. You're not a sniper. You're the dude with the pea shooter. You just add a little bit on top.
He killed.
Like the nigga in Harlem Nights.
Quit shooting that little shit.
See, in the game of basketball, when a team's best player gets hurt, the team suffers tremendously. When you got hurt in the playoffs when you was with Golden State, they still won the Western Conference Finals. They still went on to the finals. And if Klay Thompson didn't get hurt, they probably would have won without you.
Nah, Toronto will have that.
Draymond told you to your face when y'all were arguing that they were
See, that
winning
would have
before you and they'll win after you. And you left Golden State after that. And what they do? Won without you. Because they didn't need a pea shooter. See, Kevin, you're just a scorer. And not only are you a scorer, you're a scorer who doesn't score whenever your team needs you to score the most.
Damn.
See, if offense was what it took, then Mike D'Antoni would have several rings. That Phoenix Suns offense was the best offense I've ever seen in my life. They got Steve Nash 2 MVPs. That's twice as many as you, by the way, Kevin.
He did steal
Why
one.
doesn't Steve Nash have a ring? He doesn't even have a
he
finals
stole
appearance. But you believe that offense is the way to go. So when you left Golden State, you went over to the Nets and you had them hire Steve Nash as your coach. You're the best scorer. He was on the best offensive scoring team of all time. All this offense, you added, you know what I mean, James Harden, and you added Kyrie Irving. So much offense. Why you get swept in the first round of the playoffs to the defensive-minded Celtics? Mr. Offense, explain it to me. Explain it to me. The only thing in that series
going
that
off.
was more abysmal than the aerial view of your scalp was your shooting percentage in that series. But even though I've given you all these facts, you probably still disagree with me because you're an idiot that doesn't care anything about facts. So you're going to continue.
It's still on screen.
Team
Yeah, he's not letting that go.
I suggest all you scoring niggas focus on the defensive end because your scoring is good enough that you're going to score anyway.
Jeez.
That's how you win a title. But go ahead, try to outscore everybody. And you and your cradle cap will be sent home again in the playoffs.
Wow. They said go watch the Blerd, and at the end, go
right.
watch the Blerd AF experience. I like
That's
that.
right.
Go ahead, YouTube. You're doing something right. All right. So, fellas, what do y'all think? Did did Kevin Durant deserve that smoke?
Who going first? Chill, you go first. You got it.
Chill.
He did only because he antagonized him. And sometimes, like, people take advantage of, okay, there's a celebrity who went after me. This is my in. Now I have a chance. Some people don't even need that. But now he spoke about me. Yes. Like if I'm doing a YouTube video and let's just say someone who disagrees with me, pick a name, Ben Shapiro comes after me. Oh, that's a chance for me now to make some noise off of Ben Shapiro because the people all over are going to be talking about me. What an opportunity. So yeah, he took advantage of an opportunity, and it kind of seems like he's leeching off of the fame of Kevin Durant, except Kevin Durant started it. Kevin Durant didn't need to. So, I mean, it's just a reply. So he's not in the wrong right now.
He ain't in the wrong, but he do have some facts wrong. Kevin Durant has been top 10 defensive, voted defensive player of the year in the top 10 3 times, I think. So he is a sneaky defensive player, but he does focus more on offense. I think him saying the offense wins championships is probably one of the dumbest things to say. Everybody knows you got to stop the other person from scoring. You know what I'm saying? So if you only score 2 points, now I got to stop them from scoring 3. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, to me, defense wins championships. So
he was all NBA second team defense. That's what you're saying?
No, he was voted in the top 10 of defensive player of the year 3 times. In the top 10. I don't know where in the ranking he was at, but he was voted. He had votes for top 10 defensive player of the year 3 times.
Okay. I'm not paying attention because I don't view him as a defender really at all.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people do. That's
There's
what I'm
no
saying.
highlight blocks. There's no.
He but in this last playoffs, he led. I think he was one of the top leading blockers in the playoffs.
Huh.
He blocks. He played, and that's what I'm saying. He's a sneaky defender, but he's not known for defense. If you get what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So with him not being known for defense, it's easy to come at him for making a statement like that because you're not known for defense. All you do is, especially with him switching to, you ran from OKC, went over to Golden State. From Golden State, you go to Brooklyn. Now you over here. It's like you hate to say it, you trying to be LeBron, but you're not in that level. You're not on that tier. You know what I'm saying?
He isn't. He's not, but he's not that far off.
No, he's not that far. But what I mean by in that tier, so LeBron started the whole let me go to this team, let me go build this. LeBron will go build a team. KD will go and try to ride with a team. So to me, it's
already
a difference.
there. Yeah, Devin Booker was already there. Was Kyrie already at Brooklyn? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he's not GMing anything. LeBron would GM some shit. Whether it's good or bad, LeBron would GM some shit.
And you know what's crazy is that his defensive rating, ever since he came into the league, is 100.6.
Yeah,
100.6. Even though he's never been voted to any type of defensive first team defense, second team defense, he actually has a high defensive rating. His highest defensive rating was Kevin Durant, Golden State Warriors. 109. No, let me take that back. Brooklyn, the year that he got swept by my Boston Celtics, he was 112.3 that year and still didn't get to even sniff defensive rating. So I believe that Ryan does have some validity because he's never been voted, but he does have a high defensive rating. He's just never been voted. So, like you said, I agree, Blue, that he is sneaky defensive, but he's not defensive when you need it. So, and that got proven when Jason Tatum snuck past him and got a layup at the end of the damn game. I cheered because I was excited because Boston swept him, but that's just me being biased. All right, so the second topic. Before we get to the main topic, the second topic, Wesley Snipes has a new movie coming out. with Tiffany Haddish. Yeah, Back on the Strip is the name
like this one.
is the name of this new movie. Will you go watch Wesley Snipes as a stripper?
Pass.
No, there's no passing. There's no passing. Would you go watch Black Magic Mike, Black out of shape old Magic Mike?
This the Negro spiritual Magic Mike, man. That's what this is.
Their answer to Kevin Nash. Booker T wasn't available.
Oh man, I'll answer this first, man. Having watched the trailer, I know Chill haven't watched it yet, man. When you get the opportunity to watch the trailer, it might change your mind. It actually looks like a pretty fun movie. You know what I'm saying? Looks like a pretty fun movie. Why did they get? My thing is they got these 60-year-old. It's Wesley Snipes, JB Smoove, from Friday, Big Worm from Friday. What's his name? I can't remember his name right now. Damn, what's his name? It'll come to me.
Debo?
No, Faison Love. You know what I'm saying? Like they got all of these old. I mean, it is called Back on the Strip, but to be strippers, which is it's just kind of weird to me, man. But it looks like a good fun movie. It's I don't know. It's got some promise to me, but am I just running to go watch this? Nah, not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? But it could be a fun movie. You reading the premise?
I got the trailer open on the side just to like, okay, what's this movie all really about? Because it's not something that I could get behind.
Nah, I don't know what you watching. That ain't what I saw. What you got going on?
Did you see that photo? That was Wesley Snipes when he was younger.
What is? Oh man,
I think I'll pass on this film.
Pass on it.
Getting back on top. So it's like the wrestler, but Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, kind of like Mickey Rourke. Or like I said, or like Dre said, the Black Magic Mike, man. That's.
And this is a theatrical release, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Could
be funny.
You don't want to support Wesley, man. He need some
Tiffany.
of that. He need that money. You a Tiffany fan?
No. I saw some stuff that I remember. Do you remember that story that came out where she was teaching kids how to do things with their mouths?
Right.
And she said it was a joke. And there's a lot of leeway I can give for comedy, right? So I'm still like uneasy about this, but it seems to have not affected anything that she does. She's still right on top. If anything, I'm like
Tiffany. That's because Tiffany came out she didn't double down like Aries Spears did. Aries Spears doubled down. He already wasn't sought after as a comedian anyway. He's not like, you know what I'm saying, top tier when it comes to that. Tiffany Haddish actually has a little star power, so she was able to say, you know what, we fucked up, my bad. You know what I'm saying? He doubled down on it. So
doesn't make a difference to me. She's in this movie, therefore, plus just the Wesley Snipes factor of it. I don't view him as what we just saw in that trailer. I view Wesley Snipes as someone who does have to maintain a little bit of what's the word for it? Masculinity, decorum.
Well, come on, you got to think though. Wesley Snipes was in Tu Wong Fu. Wesley Snipes has done this before. This ain't nothing away from his wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? He'll get down like this. So, because he's like one of them Juilliard actors. What role you need me to play? So I know we've seen him in a lot of uber masculine roles, but Wesley will pick up anything given, especially if you go back and watch some of the stuff Wesley was putting out before that tax, before he had to go to prison for that tax stuff. He was just doing movies, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing movies, so
he still had a image though, and he's not obtaining that aura, regardless of what he did. What he was taking was being not masculine. He got to realize what's going on and what people complain about, and how there's a lot of people like the T'Challa stuff, which we always talk about, and how that's being removed. He was T'Challa, and he's not.
He wanted to be T'Challa. He did.
He would have made a perfect T'Challa.
Yeah.
And someone's giving him money to become a little stripper here, who's going to be gyrating and.
Well, see, that's I don't
outfits.
Now in the trailer that I watched, I don't know if he's actually dancing or if he's just trying to get a team of. Because the trailer what you were scrolling through, I I didn't see that. That was some wild stuff. But the trailer I watched was JB Smooth was the guy who wanted to start back stripping. He went and got the what's my white dude name? Dre, what's the white comedian in there? From what's the name of that damn movie? Never mind. Don't worry. Gary Owens, that's him. You know what I'm saying? When it got him, it's just to me, it's just a whole bunch of comedians who got together and said, let's do some funny, crazy stuff. That's what it kind of seemed like. Maybe it worked, maybe it don't. We'll see. I've seen worse. I'll tell you that. I've seen worse.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my 2 cents in because we was in a group chat and I told them how I feel about Tiffany Haddish because I understand that, you know, Ari Spears doubled down. I get that because I'd rather him own up to it, say, yeah, I thought it was going to be a funny bit. We're taking a serious situation, trying to make it funny so it's easier to go down, but still a serious, you know, subject or whatever. But Tiffany just jumped ship, and that's if you knew exactly what she went straight Scooby-Doo. Oh no, Reggie. Oh no, dude. Just like I was in it, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's the totality. Just own up to it.
No, she did apologize. She
apologized, but never owned up.
For it.
She never owned up to be like, yeah, I was in the thing. You know, she just put it basically on Aries. Like Aries did it. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Was it ever released? Because from what I understand, it was not supposed to be released.
Yeah, it's somebody leaked. Somebody found the footage online and put it out. And this was after. Everything is timing. This was after Ari Spears went after Lizzo. So
I forgot he was going hard on Lizzo.
Exactly. So after we went off on Lizzo, people, just as how folks do, they start digging up. Oh, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Little kid in his undies. Oh, Ari Spears is the guy. Oh, let's destroy him because he's going after my favorite artist right now. You know what I mean? So that's what it all. But it's what I didn't like is that Tiffany should have just said, "Hey, I was in it." You know what I mean? Me and Aries thought it was going to be a funny bit. Obviously, it wasn't. It was poor taste. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? In the future, I would do better. But just don't act like you didn't know what was going on. That's my only issue.
Tiffany had that Disney money to make, man. She got that 100 Mansion money to make, man. And the Apple TV money. Come on, man. She trying to get to the bag. You got to think she's not well received anyway. A lot of people, you know, she came out on Girls Trip, she was funny in that, but then she got aggravating to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So she got to try to keep her graces. And I ain't trying to cape for her, but I'm just, you know.
That's someone who plays the same character over and over. Kevin Hart, Night School, she played the same character.
She plays, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like Tiffany Haddish. She doesn't have any range. She's not a character actor. You know what I mean? She's just a character or a caricature. To me, that's why I don't like her. You know what I'm saying at all, and I don't think she's funny. So, but I don't want her coming after me, and then you see me in a tape. You know what I mean, or something like that. Just
is it gonna be willingly though? You gonna be in a tape willingly?
No,
that wasn't supposed to be released. No,
right. They show the top of my head looking like Kevin Durant's. We ain't doing that. But yeah, so this is our major subject of the day, and this is where we're really going to talk, and I'm glad Chill is here. If y'all don't know, Chill has a channel, Chillmonger. You know what I'm saying? Go like, share, subscribe to his channel, and don't forget to hit the bell notification on his channel so you never miss one of his videos when they pop. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Blues House. Make sure you guys are following Blues House because he has his channel where he's discussing multiple topics. So make sure that y'all like, share, subscribe to his channel, and hit the bell notification so you never miss one of his videos also. But this is something that Blue brought up, and this is going to be a really good subject that we could dive into because I think that this is a necessity that we talk about this because I think this is true. Does the death of multiple characters in the MCU, has that hurt the brand? And we're talking about the death of Iron Man in the MCU, We're talking about the death of Natasha in the MCU, them killing off T'Challa for no damn reason whatsoever. But you know, I don't want to go there. But has that hurt the brand so far with the death of all of these characters? Chill,
No,
you can go
it's not a problem that they're dead. We don't even believe that they're dead. We're all fixing up the ways. Okay, well, Captain America does return the Soul Stone to Vormir, so Natasha's death will be exchanged because it's a soul for a soul. That's the thing that So Natasha's still alive. She'll come back out of nowhere. We know Iron Man's gonna be. We know Robert Downey was on set. We saw the leaked photos. Everyone already undones the death. Maria Hill died in Secret Invasion. And we're all going, well, but don't worry, she'll be back. There's no way they just killed her in that. When we saw Gaia die, we know that the deaths don't matter. We saw Thor die in his first movie. Everybody dies, so the believability isn't even there. Does the death of major MCU characters hurt the brand? No. It's if the brand is being hurt, deaths are irrelevant. Even with losing T'Challa, that's not the problem. Like he died in the first movie. He died in Infinity War. Didn't hurt the brand, right? It's not a death thing.
Oh, okay. I think the question should be kind of rearranged because it's not about the deaths of the characters. It's, to me, how I read it was the star power. So you're losing Chris, who plays Captain America. You're losing Chris Evans. You're losing Natasha. Who was that?
Scarlett Johansson.
You're
losing the actors matters.
Yeah, you're losing the actors. You're losing the star power that was the driving force behind the MCU, and you're not replacing them with better or even equal to stars. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yelena Belova.
Right. But even though I think she can be a star, I think she, you know what I'm saying? I think she can be a star, but you don't think so?
No. Nope. Black Widow doesn't even have powers. So now we got the secondary Black Widow, who is the little sister, is going to become the new anything? Nah.
She's people like her. That's what I'm saying. I think people like her, but it's about developing her as a star. You got to think Chris Evans, Chris Evans wasn't the biggest star, but we had, that's that guy from that movie. That's that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knew who he was. Oh, that's Human Torch from Fantastic Four. He had a damn near brand attached to him already. He wasn't the biggest star.
Anything that Florence Pugh does outside of Marvel to raise her stock, she's still playing a character who doesn't have superpowers in a superpowered world.
But does that matter when it comes to stars? Like just star power. Like people just wanted to see Florence Pugh.
Okay, let's think of an example. When's the last time they just got a huge Mahershala Ali, but that movie hasn't happened yet? When's the last time they got a big star actor to play a role and it worked? I mean, DC did it with Ben Affleck.
Thing. No, but see, that's the whole thing with the MCU. They cultivated their stars. So they went and got stars who had a little bit of star. Even Robert Downey Jr. was outcasted. You know what I'm saying? That was probably the biggest star that they had was Robert Downey Jr. Mm-hmm. Right? Then once you move into Black Panther territory and that was probably the movie that had the biggest star other than Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, but he never had a titled movie.
Right. He never. I'm just saying as far as an actor, but just an actor being in the movie. But I'll give you Scarlett Johansson. So Scarlett Johansson, Samuel L. Jackson, Angela Bassett. Those was probably the three biggest.
No? Well, she's still young, right?
Brie Larson is an Oscar. I mean,
she is an Oscar, but that doesn't make you a star. Like other than that, what other movies did you know Brie Larson from? Right, no. Skull Island, right? Yeah. Maybe. What was
She's no Keanu.
Right, she's not. Nobody's like, oh, I know who that is. Now they do because she's Captain Marvel and she's been all up in the tabloids and things of that nature. But before that, nobody really knew who she was. I'm talking giant stars. That's Samuel L. Jackson. He's been acting forever. Angela Bassett been acting forever. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Scarlett Johansson. Everybody had a crush on ScarJo since what was that one damn movie?
Home Alone 3.
She was in that, huh? But either way, you know what I'm saying? Like she has the cachet. She's been up and around. She's been doing these things. What star power do they have now going forward that would help the brand.
I mean, even if we
Simu
go,
is not a super, it's not a star. The Eternals, do they even exist with you know what I'm saying? Because you got
No, you're right. Angelina Jolie was in that movie, so they had some stars in there.
They did, but like what you just said, right. You know what I'm saying? People don't even look.
And so it doesn't work. So star power doesn't work when it comes to the MCU. It doesn't.
So look at it. So look at it like this is the way that I look at it. You know, when they got Robert Downey Jr. to be in the MCU, yes, he had cachet in Hollywood because he was a kid actor who grew up in Hollywood, you know, but the man just got out of prison. He was rehabilitating himself, and Terrence Howard was more of a star at the time.
Yeah, he was.
Than Robert Downey Jr. So because Robert Downey Jr. One thing about Robert Downey Jr. he's charismatic. You know what I'm saying? And technically, if you really think about it, outside of the MCU films, a lot of his films, I mean, you could say Sherlock Holmes was okay, but it wasn't a major hit like it was in the MCU. You know, he had major hits. The Dr. Dolittle or whatever
Weird Science.
He did. No, I'm talking about after. we're talking about after the MCU.
After MCU.
You know what I mean?
You just Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it was short, but he didn't have a major franchise. Just like now, Scarlett Johansson had major cachet outside of the MCU in all these like independent films and all these major. But if you really think about it, the MCU has never really cast a big time star that wasn't Samuel L. Jackson, which was a no brainer because it was doing an alternate universe anyway. You know, Angela Bassett, you know, who still should be an Oscar. You know what I'm saying? All of these, she still was a supporting character. We're talking about main character. They never really cast a main character. There's a big time actor because one, he's gonna want different he's gonna besides the pay, creative differences. So if you, that's the reason why what's his name? It wasn't Bruce Banner anymore. What's his face?
Edward Norton,
because he wanted Edward Norton's a hell of an actor. He had cachet, creative, and he wanted creative control.
They should have gave him that though.
And they said, hell no, you ain't get creative shit. And they booted his ass from that franchise.
They said Ed screwed Ed.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You know, have Vince McMahon get spit on. You know what I mean? That was Kevin Feige. You know what I mean? So
Ed said, okay.
Just right over to WCW. You know what I mean?
Right on over there.
So again, I don't think, and when you look at it, I think more of the problem in the MCU right now is writing, storytelling. That's the problem. Is story. It has nothing to do with the actors. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, Secret Invasion was just talking about today. You have some of the most talented actors on the planet in this one little confined space in this show, but it's not expansive. The story is not so expansive that you kind of get wrapped up in a damn. This is contained. It's contained. So it's the story. So it's the story. You know what I'm saying? It's not the acting. It's the story.
I think it's a bit of both. I do think stars, and I was reading a comment who I think D Stizzle said it's about the heroes, not the stars themselves. But I think I kind of differ on that, man. Stars, it's like both writing, because this is comic books, so writing is first and foremost, right? But I do need a star or some stars to galvanize what's going on, right? Robert Downey, it's a reason Robert Downey was the first MCU, you know what I'm saying, character to, you know what I'm saying, with Iron Man. It was a reason. He had a name. If we are going to push this Marvel cinematic brand, which I don't think that they knew what they was doing at that point in time, we're going to use somebody like Robert Downey Jr. He's low risk, high reward at that situation, or at that point in time. This dude coming out of prison, he don't have nowhere to go. We can pay him peanuts for right now. You know what I'm saying? But we get the cachet of Robert Downey Jr. People know who Robert Downey Jr. was, whether it's based off of his acting or based off of him being a Hollywood kid who went to prison. So he's got, like, you know what I'm saying, the tabloids all on him, all of that. Then we're going to the Hulk movie, which was with Edward Norton, then who was pretty good. He was acting all over the place. I had just came off of Fight Club and all of, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. What was the one where he was the skinhead? You don't remember that?
No.
I can't remember the name of that movie, but so you got to me in the MCU, the first phase or the first 2-3
first
phases,
castings were 40-year-olds.
They were older.
And
but
when you're
also had
older,
a
you
name.
got more of a chance to make a name with those years.
True.
When you're looking at the longevity and you're going, oh, let's get Chris Hemsworth, who was maybe 28, maybe. Let's get Chris Evans, who's young also. Those castings were long-term and had a plan. So the actors that you're gonna find, it's very rare that you'll find a name actor who's 30. Like David Corenswet right now is not really a name actor. It's hard. And so, yeah, Robert Downey and Edward Norton. You're going to the early castings. Florence Pugh, who we started with right now, she's a young actress. She's been in the rest of the movie with The Rock, Summer something, and then that movie with Olivia Wilde directed. That's like Don't Worry, Darling. That's about it. She's had 3 movies. Was she in Knives Out?
She was in a couple movies. She had the horror movie.
So she has 5 movies, not 3.
But if you think
she's been in a couple.
But even if you think about that, it's still not like major star like what the MCU did with Chadwick. Because remember, Chadwick's big claim to fame was 42. It wasn't Get On Up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't any. It was literally 42.
But you know what was good about Chadwick though? His face. He was everywhere.
Yeah,
every year Chadwick had a movie coming out.
He had a movie and he was on television. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But he wasn't. This is the only problem that I had with the MCU. They try to make it seem like he was way just this super huge, humongous star.
No, he was not a big star.
Which, if he was, and again, I've always said this, if he was, they would have paid him. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? They would have paid him as
well, he had no negotiating leverage. He didn't have any negotiating leverage.
That's because he was. And I'm telling you,
he wasn't a big star.
Exactly.
Yeah, auditioning for Drax. He was not a star.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And just like how right now the MCU has made stars. Dave Bautista did what you said, but me and you, Chill, are both wrestling fans. I remember Dave Bautista in OVW. You know what I'm saying? Where he was Leviathan, he couldn't act out of a paper bag. You know what I'm saying? When he came in as Deacon Batista, all the way till he became Dave Bautista. When they cast him as Drax the Destroyer, I was like, that'd be cool, but I don't see him as an act. Now look what type of money look what type of roles he's getting. You know what I'm saying? Even though Cabin in the Woods is not the world's greatest horror movie that I ever, he was very good. You see how it builds? So your stories, your plots, your writing, your directing affects the actors that's there. That's how they make these roles. Remember, Harrison Ford, who was Harrison Ford before Star Wars? You know what I'm saying? He became a big star, you know what I'm saying, based on Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? In other actors. Hell, you can even look at
Blade Runner. Actually, he became a star for Blade Runner.
But if you really think about it, it was him as Han Solo who got him that push. They got him in the right situation, in the right role. They got his face on camera to make him a star. And that's the problem. You're doing all of these you're doing these shows, you're doing a lot of movies that the story's just not good to get invested in the actor as the character. You see what I mean? And I can understand some of the people that's anti-recast with they got caught up in the story of Black Panther. So they seen this guy and now they got an attachment. You know, now they're fighting guys like me, us three, because they're so attached to this character. No matter how long he's been gone now 3 years. They're still attached to this, they're still ready to fight you. So that's because of story and writing. Even though us comic book fans is like, Black Panther could have been a little bit better than that, but I can understand the average fan. Just like I could go down the list on different actors who made their career based on it. Robert Englund made his career based off the character. If the
I agree.
See what I mean?
I just think that if you reversed the new actors that you have today and you give them the same writing that we got from the first couple phases of the MCU, I don't think the MCU will be as popular. That's just what I believe. If you got rid of Samuel L. Jackson, if you got rid of their stars, and you just went and got some random black dude, some random black actor to be Nick Fury, some random guy to be Captain America, some random guy to be Iron Man, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you can still get Hemsworth, because I don't recall seeing him anywhere too much before he became Thor.
Yeah, he was an unknown Australian actor.
If you went and got just some randos, you know what I'm saying, some good actors, but just some randos, not a lot of star power, I don't think the MCU will be as big as we have right now. That's basically what my statement is when it comes to whether star power pushes it or not.
But if you think about, like I said, if you got some rando, right, but he's a good actor and you put a good story behind it, you could build a star. That's what I feel. I feel like you could build stars on good acting and good storytelling.
Not with a good story. Not with a good story. It takes more than that. Because Simu Liu had a good story. I don't think he's a star.
You don't think?
And Simu Liu is not a star. I think people who watch the show that he came from know who he is, and people who watch, what was it?
He's from
Rich
Canada.
Asians.
Yeah,
Kim's Convenience was the
Kim's
show.
Convenience.
So that was a little thing that he did, and Sarah Haley Finn watched that show. She's the casting director. She also got the dad from that show into Star Wars.
Right?
She watched that show because they put it on Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little Canadian show. He gets there. Now he's a superhero for Marvel, and his next role is a Barbie, but not the main Ken, the Asian Ken, in the back of the aisle. It doesn't work.
He doesn't command the audience that he, if given time, that he could. And I'm not saying he can't be a star.
No, so it's on him then. It's not even
on
Marvel.
him. Yeah, it's not on Marvel. It's on him. It's on him to place himself in roles and gigs that make him a star. But a lot of people get in these, because Marvel, the bad thing that I hear about Marvel is they'll tie you up. So you don't have the opportunity to branch out and do these other movies because you got to do all this Marvel stuff.
I mean, now it's not as bad as it was. It was
what
like
it was.
That. It's
right.
not as bad.
I'm only speaking to the present. I don't know how. Yeah. We heard Iger say, "Oh, we're gonna be pulling back and all this." Will, if it happens, it happens. But I'm currently, that's what's the gig.
I think his ethnicity plays a part into it. If we think about the Aladdin actor who hasn't been in anything at all,
exactly.
There's just not
ethnicity always plays a role.
Because I was going. Oh, go ahead. My bad, Chill.
So that's why he's a non-factor. Like everything we're talking about right now should really only be applying to roles that have people look to cast white people in movies. That's just the thing to do.
Right.
Even I'll put black actors ahead of somebody from Chinese descent or what's the Aladdin actor descent? Egyptian? That too. Like,
is he Egyptian?
Maybe he's not. I'm sorry.
I mean, he could. I don't know. I know he had I know he was having a hard time getting other roles. I don't know how much to put that on him or to put that on Hollywood. I did see him in
I blame
in this one show that he was in, and it wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily know, but
when you look at it, you want to market a guy to be this big star, right? Now, again, you could do that with you can have an unknown actor, a white actor that if he has a look, you know what I'm saying? If he has a face or whatever, they'll market him. But they look at actors like the guy from Aladdin, because I thought Aladdin was good. That was the only live action that I was like, this is not bad, except for the villain. That was terrible. But other than that, the main character was good. And they don't look at that guy and say, you know what? I can market him as a Hollywood star. It just does not happen. Simu Lee, I believe Simu Lee was awesome in Shang-Chi. I enjoy Shang-Chi. But they don't look at that guy and say, you know what? He's our next major star because of his ethnicity. They don't look at them. They don't put them in the same category. It was like, yeah, he could be alongside Angelina Jolie in this romantic comedy or whatever. They wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
But let me ask you this though, Dre. And I mean, you've acted. I'm an actor. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to sell yourself, or let me not put it on. If your agent isn't selling you correctly, right? If I'm Simu Liu and I'm coming off of an action-packed movie, I'm not going to do Barbie because the fans who know me or who I've accumulated now are probably action-based fans. You see what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, because I have a good friend of mine named Charles Allen, shout out to him, who's a comedian in Hollywood. He since left Hollywood, was an actor and everything. Unfortunately, is what they're looking for. You go to those casting calls, I ain't talking about the casting chair, but I'm talking about casting call.
I get that. I get that. But
so when you're looking at, so your agent calls in, hey, you know, they're looking for a guy around 30 years old,
right,
Asian, you know what I mean? You go in and it's a role for something dumb, you know what I mean? Because they're looking for a type. They're, you know, white male.
I know how the casting calls look. We're looking for such and such type, yada yada yada.
Yeah. So I don't blame, because Simu Lee could be going down and be like, wait a minute, I'm gonna just go down to this casting call looking for a 30-year-old white male because I feel like I could take that role. I feel like I could do that. And he might get rejected. You don't know.
Yeah, because we already casted the dad and the mom, and we're stuck. We can't just have you there. Too bad.
Right. You see what I mean?
I get all that, but let me ask you this, because I'm 1,000% behind everything that you said. I don't know if y'all seen Warrior. That's on HBO Max right now. The old Bruce Lee writings, and they just turned them into this show. And it's about China back in, I would say probably 1880, 1890, maybe the early 1900s, something like that. Not China, I'm sorry, San Francisco, with China coming over. So about 1910, 1920, something like that. Why not jump into something like that? I hate to say it. I know it's like racist or what, you know what I'm saying? You can look at it like that, but let me go get my face. If I'm known as this, let me go get my face and keep doing things in that nature so people can see who I am. Sometimes you try to pivot and you go from being Shang-Chi to, let me go do this drama. And it's like, dog, I don't want to see you in the drama. I want to see you kick ass some more. You know what I'm saying? Now you're
going into typecasting. And this is the problem in Hollywood.
Sometimes it's good.
Is because, okay, you brought up Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee had a hard ass. Now, Bruce Lee was a hell of an actor, you know what I'm saying? Hell of a martial artist, but he was typecast. And he knew he was typecast. He was supposed to be, he was supposed to be the lead in Kung Fu. What happened? You know what I mean?
They wanted a white man. They wanted
the white guy for Kung Fu.
It's weird.
So when you get into typecasting, I think this is where a lot of actors start talking about, you know, I don't want to just be single. That's why a lot of actors don't want to come to the MCU because they don't want to get typecast. Now you're typecast. Now you're only getting a certain amount of roles, and we just talked about that with Simu Lee. I'm just going to get these roles where I'm kicking ass because you see me in this. Now I'm in the next Expendables movie. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to go straight
Expendables will make some money.
Oh, okay, maybe like 10 million. My bad. What I'm saying is, you don't want the budget typecast. You know what I mean? 5.
You know what though? Prime example: Hugh Jackman. Who knew who Hugh Jackman was before Wolverine? Nobody, right?
He was also young. He was 30.
He was also very young.
He was young. Simu Lee or Lu is young, right? Hugh Jackman did the Wolverine thing. Then he ain't even know who Wolverine was, right? Did that, went on to do other action-related films. And his background is dance and stage play.
Yeah, he's a stage actor.
But he went on to do other things like that to build that's what I'm saying, to build the cachet up.
But now, what is the ultimate deciding factor of
I know he's a white dude. I get it.
He's a white guy.
I get it, but
he's a nice looking white guy that's marketable. And remember, this is a business, so you still have to be marketable. If they think you're a nice looking Asian guy, but you're not marketable, they're not going to put you in crap. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
You don't think we could, he's in Barbie.
We can okay. The way Hollywood looks, just think about the major stars in Hollywood and what they look like. You see what I mean? Michelle Yeoh had a hard time in Hollywood.
Who that?
Michelle Yeoh had a hard time in Hollywood. She was typecast until she got older. Because remember, Michelle Yeoh, you know what I'm saying?
You might want to go check out Michelle Yeoh.
I'm talking about she was typecast as because she was doing martial arts films in Asia.
And,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
right,
And
in
then when she
China.
came over here, she wasn't doing what she's doing now earlier in her career. Because I'm a Michelle Yeoh fan. You know what I'm saying? So she
Me
wasn't
too.
doing what she's doing now. You know what I'm saying? In her
That's
career.
also Hollywood's reflection of Hollywood, where they weren't
Exactly.
thinking to do roles like that anymore. Man, Hollywood's gotten better, but still it's terrible. But they got better.
True.
Yeah, and that's my only thing. Like, okay, so we're talking about going back to just these characters being removed or whatever. Like Chill said, there's a report now that Robert Downey Jr. is on set of Captain America: Brave and the Bold, and they don't know what his role is.
Mm-hmm.
But again, when you say, "Oh, Iron Man's coming back," everybody gets excited. You see what I mean? Even
Right,
if it
because
goes back as a hologram. You know what I'm saying? Like
those are the characters. So to me, those are the characters that
you had
10
years
you
of
got
that.
attached to.
You had 10 years of that. What the
Right.
MCU is lacking right now, I'll give you a prime example. Moon Knight.
Mhm.
You do Moon Knight, you do 6 issues. We ain't seen shit from Moon Knight since.
Right.
You see
There's
what I
no
mean?
they
There's
talk
nothing.
about connectivity, but they haven't connected anything,
Nothing.
answered anything. No
Exactly.
credit.
You haven't seen
Invasion was supposed to be the big crossover event of the year.
Exactly.
Nobody in it.
You don't Anthony Mackie, as much as I don't like Anthony Mackie's face, where's he's been since Captain America, since Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Where's Bucky? Where's John Walker? I'll take him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to build these stars.
Contracts.
Exactly, but you have to be able to build these stars and get them in front. If you're going to pitch this, which James Gunn said, if you're in my movies, you're going to be in the television shows and the cartoons.
Right.
We're gonna market it. We're going to use you. What the MCU does is that, oh, we got this major star. Contract wise, he doesn't want to come in your little Disney Plus show, so we're going to give you the secondary characters that's just there. You know what I'm saying? That's why the whole Rhodey is a scroll thing is cool, but what significance does it have if your other major stars are not in that same universe?
Yeah.
It's not there.
And it was, Rhodey being the scroll, he's the only one in the damn movie from, you know what I'm saying, from the MCU. Why wouldn't he not be a scroll? That was easy to point out.
Exactly. So when you don't have this connective tissue, again, if say for instance Moon Knight shows up and starts fighting Gravity, first of all, we're gonna be like, where the fuck have you been for episodes? You know what I'm saying? And then well, at least somebody's here. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. When you don't market these stars, you know, and you don't build them up, you know, you do a show and then you forget about them. She-Hulk, as terrible as that is, say for instance, if She-Hulk would have showed up in this series and it would have been better than what we got in the, maybe I'm on board. Not Tatiana Maslany, I think she's awesome. I was talking about the character of Jennifer Walters. Maybe I'm on board a little bit. Maybe Daredevil comes up. You just was in this crappy show. Might as well get it something better than this. You understand? That's what I'm saying. But when you're not building these stars, what you got?
Let me ask you this, Dre. You think it's too many chefs in the kitchen when it comes to Marvel, though? Because I think you got the first couple phases. You only, how many directors was it? You had Josh Whedon, the Russos, and who else?
Favreau.
Who?
John Favreau.
John Favreau
did 2 movies. Joss Whedon got 2 movies. James Gunn gets 3 movies. What we were talking earlier. Just you look, you're kind of right and you're kind of wrong. You're asking Dre, but let me answer it. It's the top guy. It's Kevin Feige for not connecting, for doing seasons that are unattached to others. Why not have Falcon Winter Soldier season 1 followed by Falcon Winter Soldier season 2? Season 2 can feature a trip to Egypt where we can get kind of like a Moon Knight introduction. You can still sell all the toys and everything, except you'll have continuity, which is what fans are yearning for. Mandalorian is basically doing the Rangers of the New Republic plan that he had. Spoiler alert, everybody, but the Mandalorian is still keeping the name brand of Mandalorian and keeping that viewership for into the next season, even though it's going to be what Rangers of the New Republic was.
Exactly.
No, I agree. No, I agree. Kevin Feige, supposedly being the top dog, should get all his, subordinates in order. But I just think, like you said, you got Loki, Captain Falcon, you got, all of these these shows. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different shows, people, and the showrunner doesn't know anything about what happened previously.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're not supposed to know. They keep that a secret. Right. I saw the Ms. Marvel directors getting told
exactly
when they ask questions, they say, "Don't worry, just focus on your show. We'll let you know."
Show. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
that's so restrictive.
When you have things like that, where the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, but they both got to work in tandem, it's never gonna work. It's always gonna be something flawed or something missing, something not feeling.
You have to have that transparency and openness. Trust the guys that you're hiring. And then wrestling, you're never supposed to work the boys, right? The other wrestlers on the roster, you don't lie to them and pretend to fake an injury even though you're not really injured, stuff like that. Just have that. Once you're hired here at Marvel, if you're a screenwriter, if you're a director, we will give you the trust that you need. Yes, this is what goes on in the Black Panther movie. Please don't try to replicate that, because you may unconsciously do the exact same rhino scene in your animals.
See, that's
you guys be visiting the zoo.
To me, that's Marvel MO. And when I say Marvel, I mean from the comics to the MCU, all of that. In the comics, whoever the editor, what's the main editor's name?
CB Cebulski.
CB Cebulski.
That's who's the editor now.
He just letting anybody write whatever the hell they want to write. You know what I'm saying? You got T'Challa in 3 different costumes. You got Captain Marvel dead over here. She's leading the team this way. You know what I'm saying? It's all nuts. It's crazy. We don't know what is the Hulk doing right now. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit is just, it's just all discombobulated, man. The Wolverine showing up over here, even though he's lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing fitting. So I think that passed right on to the MCU, where you just got too many Chiefs. Well, what it is, too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, or whatever the term is. What, you know what I'm saying? Just too many hands in the pot to me.
I mean,
there's always too many Chiefs.
Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
Not enough Eagles.
Eagles, whatever the same.
I like that. I like that.
You're too high. You're too high on that Super Bowl victory. I'm sorry.
You got damn right. 2 out of 3, baby. But but no, you're absolutely correct. Is that when you look at the MCU, and again, we're talking about the MCU characters hurting the brand. Elena Belova. One thing I can say that they did good. You went from the Black Widow movie into it moved over into Hawkeye, and we actually got to see her in Hawkeye and all of that. That was good. Same thing with Ms. Marvel. That was good. I personally like Ms. Marvel. I didn't like the end with the clandestines or whatever, but I actually liked the show.
Grew on me.
Yeah, I actually liked the show. But what they did was say, this young lady's marketable, so let's get her here. Let's get her in front of. They immediately put Carol Danvers in the show. It was at the end. It was a teaser, but you're like, oh snap! You know what I mean? Now I'm getting excited about the show.
Connection. Yeah.
Again, I like Moon Knight. And then Moon Knight has been MIA. Where the hell is Werewolf by Night? Where does that take place? You see what I mean? There's just so much. And again, they were talking about, oh, She-Hulk, she's going to be this, that, and the other, and yada, yada, yada. Gone. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Maybe it's because of rebranding. Maybe they got to, because of how terrible that show was received, they're like, let's not put her in this because it was so poorly received. We gotta ease her into something else. I don't know. But they got to fix that so they can build these new stars. So 10 years from now, be like, you know what? She-Hulk wasn't that bad until we rewatch it and be like, yeah, it was. But, you know what I mean? We like her now. You see what I mean? So that's what I think is the problem. Is not the death of these characters. It's not building new stars. Like I said, me and Chill as fans, the biggest thing that hurt WCW is that they wasn't building their stars. WWF at that time, building stars. Stone Cold, The Rock. Money, you know what I'm saying? But
WCW was losing money.
Yeah, but they were building stars. Why like Marvel right now is baking off of aging stars, and WCW on the other hand was building new stars. So you got to build your new stars. I mean, WWF is building new stars, so that's all you got to do, and I think we'll be cool.
Yeah, no, they got to build. They got to build new stars, but I think that's the whole thing. Since they don't have the star power, you got to put these stars that you want to build. You got to make them visible.
Exactly. That's the problem. They're not visible. if you make these characters visible in the grand scheme of things, if we got Yelena Belova, we got Moon Knight, we got She-Hulk, they're crossing it. Let's say this is early in let's just say hypothetically, Secret Invasion episode 2. Jennifer Walters comes through there as Jennifer Walters. She doesn't have to be She-Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Nick Fury calls her in and be like, hey, I'm going to need a lawyer for this, that, and the other, yada, yada. It could be 5-minute scene.
5 minutes, real simple.
You see what I mean? 5 minutes, and she's actually serious, not goofy shit, not looking like Shrek.
Being the lawyer that she is in the comics.
Being a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? And being like, hey, we're going to need you. But then that's when you're speculating like, well, damn, if Nick Fury knows about Jennifer Walters, what if he's building a Secret Adventures team? You see what I mean?
I can do one better. That the whole Secret Invasion has taken place in Russia. What just happened in Russia?
The avalanche.
Avalanche, yeah. so because I think Chill, you talked about that. You know what I mean? As far as like I thought you talked about this like a secret team that they could be able to build a Secret Invasion. Maybe I was wrong when I was listening to you and SSK talk the other.
I said that this morning.
Well, yeah, you could be able to. Okay, Blue, but you could be able to be building a Secret Avengers team. Next thing you know, in episode 3, you got all the Skrull stuff going on, yada yada yada. But you see a scene where Nick Fury or Skrull is talking to what's his name from Moon Knight. You see what I mean? Yeah. You know, and it's in the past, man. It's in the past, but that seed is building. So you're thinking, man, are they building a team? What is going on? What it gets you thinking. Now you can say, okay, they're crossing over things. You know what I'm saying? Here's some things we did in this show. You're seeing it in this show. And that way, the audience that dedicated to watch this stuff are getting the payoff in another show. Then that's all I'm saying. And then we're getting excited about this. Then you make them kick ass. You're like, damn, these dudes is awesome. They did this. They fought graphic and yada, yada, yada. Damn, this might be awesome. Now you're like, okay, what are they going to do next? You keep building it. It's the storyline. Why do you think Roman Reigns is so popular right now? Play the long game, baby.
Play the long game. I mean, but remember, Skrull showed up in WandaVision, right? In the WandaVision.
At the end.
Yeah.
Why not tie some of that together?
I don't know. Maybe because the writer for WandaVision didn't know Secret Invasion was coming.
Come on, you got this. The threads to pull on are there. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this tapestry, baby. Pull on.
Spider-Man Far From Home had Nick Fury as a Skrull. It was Talos, and we had no inkling that he was like hermit, and he was living abroad, and the blip really changed him. Not at all. When I saw Nick Fury at the final scene, just like walking and whistling up on the sword station, the peak station, it was such a reveal to see in Secret Invasion that he's really not been himself this entire time. That he hasn't planned for any of that. And they get to say, well, see, in the 6 episodes, it was a story of getting Nick Fury back on top. And I'm like, no, before the show even started, didn't even have the thought that he was down here. You just did this just so you can make it seem like you accomplished something in 6 episodes.
Right. Yeah. That's so.
They didn't plan that out. No. All the Skrull appearances didn't lead to Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion-ish. Yeah. It's because you're not, and even I said it this morning when you was talking, Dre, like, I hope that they don't wrap this up, because right now it's so contained. You know what I'm saying? It's so contained. They don't branch out the jack. They better not wrap this up. But we should have had Red Guardian as a Skrull, him showing up. You know what I'm saying? Hell, like if they're going to infiltrate somebody, I would think that they would infiltrate people, not just these leaders, but hey, I'm gonna go take a superhero. I'm gonna go take some of these super soldiers. I'm gonna go, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a Skrull, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And how did they get grouped?
From the Battle of Wakanda.
How'd they get in Wakanda? Damn, that's another loss for Wakanda. They let some shield agents.
I told you, man, Wakanda.
They got an
Wakanda sell real estate. They sell real estate, man.
Well, Wakanda is not what Wakanda's supposed to be.
Nah.
You think Chadwick Boseman would have allowed some of this stuff? He would have read that script and said, no, this is why we can't have that happen, and this is why this can't happen. He was fighting for not having King T'Challa lose the Black Panther stuff to Shuri even before he died. He was talking about trying to defend it. And I can see how they could say, no, listen, that's just an actor trying to get what's best for himself and he's hogging the spotlight. I can see how you could say that. But when it comes to the representation factor of it, diluting the brand was not the way to go.
Exactly. Well, that's what they feel like. Let's dilute more. Video games, comic books, whatever we can.
Oh, the video game stuff. The video game stuff, I think, even if you were like pro the recast and you were like, yeah, let's go recast, you do have to recognize this stuff. That he's not even going to be the video game main character. Right. And they're trying to weaken what Black Panther means. I hate Black Panther. To me, should be so synonymous with the character. But now that we got to talk about the lineage, who is it? Is it his sister? Is it his bastard son? Or is it his grandparents? Or who's the Black Panther this time? I wonder what you mean when you say Black Panther. That's the opposite of what you want from a brand. The franchise is his. It's about a character with other people around who support.
Exactly. And don't forget to check out my petition. I've been having people inbox me like, what is this petition about? All you got to do is read it.
They can't read.
I mean, you know what I mean? So go ahead, check out the petition. We're getting ready to wrap it up here. But go ahead, check out the petition. No T'Challa, no sale. It is on the community page, on the YouTube channel, on the Dre Max Show. So go ahead and check it out. It's just saying if this character is not presented as a main focal point, we will boycott the game. We got to start hitting the dollars. No kumbaya, no none of that. Hit the dollars. That's what makes everything work. So if you want to be, if you want more information on it, you can go ahead and check out the video that I have on my channel. You can also go ahead and check out the community page. It is on the community page. Chill, I appreciate you coming through and you hanging with us. I got the host today, Mika G, I believe will be back either next week or the week after next. SSJ K-Dot is in the house. What's going on, my brother? I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Y'all got any last thoughts before we get up out of here?
Go ahead, Chill.
Jonathan Majors' innocence.
Exactly.
I'm gonna co-sign that. You see, we ain't heard nothing. It's been on quiet. Been on quiet.
Don't get surprised if that gets rolled over too. If you
the August 3rd trial, you
did. It gets rolled over 3 times. Yeah. That's why I used to be a correction officer on my community page. I wasn't joking. I'm telling you, they will roll that some gun over 3 times, and if she doesn't show up, they just dismiss it. And that's the back way door to dismiss it.
So a rollover, how long is it delayed? Will it go August 3rd to August 13th?
It'll get rolled over 3 weeks. Like, say, for instance, we want to roll it over, and then they'll roll it over again. If the young lady doesn't want to go to court. Because she doesn't have to go to court.
Down here, they have to answer within 90 days. In Florida, you got to answer within 90 days. If you don't answer within 90 days, they put it up for dismissal.
Yep. So anyway, again, Chill, thank you for coming through. Guys, thank you for going in the chat. Thank you guys for coming into the chat, watching the Blerd AF experience. Next week, we're going to come to you with another show. So I appreciate you guys. And Mika G, shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? She's part of Team America World Police doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? She's fighting for our rights. So I appreciate it, man. Again, Chill, Blue. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do around here, man. Peace. We got to get out of here.
Blerd as fans, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss another video. If you have a comment or an inquiry, make sure to put it in the comment section below.